Going on, everyone? Welcome back to Not So Pro Football Talk. If you guys are like us, we are tweaking over what's going on in the NFL world right now. I mean, it's really bad. Preseason has my head spinning. If you haven't yet, go check out our latest TikTok. I think it's hilarious. I was just watching it over and over again right now. It's the real feel of how I feel inside, which is basically nothing to that game. But guys, we got a lot of news, especially right before this podcast. I mean, we just got hit. Bam! Literally out of my notes. I was like, Patriots secretly signed a running back. We don't know who it is, but under my notes, I was like, I know it's Ezekiel Elliott. And then the news came out that Ezekiel Elliott is signed with the Patriots. Randy Miller, what's going on? Always appreciate you being here. He says, Dalvin. Yes, dude, that's the other running back news that just dropped. It seems like the only two running backs who are left are Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette, who are still available out there, which are bigger names. We got a lot of running backs who are available because they are looking to get paid. But these guys, did they get paid? We will discuss that later on in this video. But Dalvin Cook finds his home in New York. Basically, they're trying to build a super team. Will New York find success? A lot of people are not buying into this team. It's kind of hard not to, but I want to hear y'all's opinion here because really, they look good. They look really good on paper.
To the Jets.
Yeah, to the Jets.
Yeah, they look good on paper. From their defense, they had defensive stars. With their D tackle, I'm losing his name off the top of my head, but they have Sauce Gardner. They have all young guys. The defense is great. Offense, obviously, they added Aaron Rodgers. You have receivers like Garrett Wilson, who's a rookie. They added Alan Lazard, Randall Cobb. They and then you also have the rookie star last year, Brees Hall, before he got hurt, and then now you add Dalvin Cook. It seems like this should be a playoff team as long as everything gels together and injuries, obviously. But the biggest thing where this all could crumble is the Jets' offensive line. Jets' offensive line is not very good. Aaron Rodgers himself has addressed it. And we've talked about it before in the show. You win game in the trenches. So that's the biggest thing. If Aaron Rodgers cannot be protected, he's going to be hurting.
Oh, for sure.
Alrighty, we got a question here from Randy Miller. He says, I think they're trying to save Brees. I think Brees might be coming along a little slower than they anticipated, so they wanted to get someone who can take the workload off of Brees Hall, basically. I like that. I do think that Brees Hall, of course, coming off that ACL tear, it is a little bit of a blunder there, but they do now have some help. I mean, I wouldn't mind the help if I was Brees Hall, but also it looks bad for fantasy purposes. That's the only thing that we're kicking ourselves about. That's about it. But looking back at the Jets, those guys that you were talking about, Reed, were Quinn Williams, and then
Yes.
his brother. I forgot his other name. I don't know what his brother's name. I think is like Quincy or something. But they're both on the defense and they're starters, so those guys are pretty good. But I agree with Reed. I just think that on paper they look good, but I don't know how it's going to translate. A lot of these guys are new to the team. They still have to mesh well. We'll see a little bit of that on Hard Knocks. I still have not watched episode 1. Don't kick me. Don't get
It
mad.
came out already?
Yeah,
I
it came
believe-
out. I haven't watched
Yeah.
it either.
Wow. Jeez.
I heard it's
didn't-
really good.
I literally just finished watching the Johnny Manziel documentary and didn't like it. Just made me
didn't-
not like Manziel even more.
I
You know, call me
think
a-
that's what it was supposed to do.
I heard
really?
it was bad, yeah.
And I could just imagine the Jake Paul one. But Vince, you just said that if you were these guys like Brees Hall, you'd be happy they got people like Dalvin Cook and Ramondre Stevenson with Ezekiel Elliott. Personally, I think I'd be pissed. I'd be livid. I'll be like, hey, dude, what the hell? Like, what's going on over here? I'm Brees Hall. I was breaking records until I got injured. I'm fine. You should trust me. Ramondre Stevenson. Hey, Damian Harris got injured last year. I stepped it up. I'm that guy, man. That's me. But you know what? These teams, they got to have insurance policies, right? And these are those guys. Brees Hall coming off of a major injury. And y'all know me, right? I'm a big fantasy guy. That's the first light bulb that came into my head is like fantasy purposes. What does this mean? What are the stocks looking like? Who's rising up? Who's falling? Obviously, Brees Hall, he fell tremendously. Stevenson, he does a slight drop, right? He does fall. And Ezekiel Elliott goes up. Dalvin Cook goes up in stocks. I'm all over the place here. But this is a little cheat code of what I like to view things here. And my friend Reed's going to actually help me out with this. So the cheat code is you look at these contracts, right? Are they getting paid as a starter? Are they getting paid as a prove-it-year deal? Are they getting paid as a backup? So while we're on the Jets topic, what does Dalvin Cook contract look like, Reed?
So I got it right here. So the breaking news at NFL says Jets signing running back Dalvin Cook to a 1-year deal, only 1 year, up to 8.6. So when it says up to 8.6, that means there's incentives in that contract that we currently at this point, because this news broke within the hour, I believe, we don't know what those incentives are. It might be so many yards, so many touchdowns, so many games, so many downs, etc. We don't know what that means exactly, but I mean, if he earns it all, 8.6, that's a lot of money. So I think they're definitely looking at him at least sharing 50% of the backfield, in my opinion.
Definitely 50%. He's going to take a heavy load. Now, for comparison purposes, real quick, Reed, can you tell us about Ramondre Stevenson? Because I see Randy Miller's comment over here, and I absolutely love it. So let's compare the Dalvin Cook contract to the Ezekiel Elliott contract, the guy who found his niche as a third and short back.
Here we go. Stevenson or Ezekiel Elliott's 1-year deal with the Patriots includes a $3 million base salary and a $1 million signing bonus. Can be worth up to $6 million with incentives. So we're talking about almost a $2 to $3 million difference between the two deals. I think, in my not so pro opinion, this is more of a, hey, you're a veteran, so we're respecting you that much and giving you this many millions or whatever. He's at, from what I can see, it's about a $4 million contract with $2 million in incentives. Depending on his play, I would imagine those incentives are probably pretty low that he can reach.
I love what you brought up there, Reed, and I'm going to bring you in right here, Vincent, because you're another fantasy guru I like to talk to and share my thoughts with. So I'm going to take this off the board. I'm going to bring this comment back up here. I'm going to tap 2 and counter that, and then I'm going to summon my Eldrazi King here. So Randy Miller says, I still love Stevenson in my PPR home league. I'll take the discount. And that's a great way to view it, my man, because we're all not like Gabriel Munoz here, who's on the comment section, right? 2 mil, that's a lot to us, right? I know it's chump change to Gabriel Munoz and all the other NFL stars out there in the NFL, but that does make a difference when it comes to play, right? And of course, a lot of it has to do with incentives, with what they can get. But it was reported last year, Ezekiel Elliott found his niche as a third and short back, right? We saw him run last year. We saw him try at the beginning of the season, be that first, second down back. He doesn't have the speed, right? So he doesn't have the speed and he can't cut like he used to. You can look at all those training camp videos. You can see all those little videos that he posts on his own with his own team. That doesn't translate into the professional league right now. So he doesn't have the cutting ability. He doesn't have the speed. So literally, we're going to see him get used kind of like I don't want to say a Jamal Williams. I want to say like an older version of a Jamal Williams where he's going to get heavily utilized in the short niche, right? Yeah, short down. And then also in the red zone when they need that ground and pound guy. So I love the way you're thinking. They're going to heavily use Ramondre Stevenson first, second down back, and they will keep him on some third down conversions if they're looking to have a different passing option. So I love it there. Vince, I know you and I butt heads so many times, especially when it comes to football. Do you view the same way I'm viewing things right now, or do you totally disagree?
So with Stevenson, we know that he's the pass catcher. So he's going to be on all the downs that they needed, like more than 5 yards. Okay, so every time it's third down, Stevenson is going to be in if there's more than 5 yards that they need. Anything under that, I think they would put Ezekiel Elliott in just to make them think that they're going to run the ball. But honestly, I think a lot of what the Patriots are going to do this year is they're going to be a little bit more pass heavy. Bill Belichick is finally realizing that, this offense isn't what it used to be with Tom Brady when he was here. So finally, it took him 3 years to realize that. But mac and cheese doesn't got it. It's going to be some struggles here and there on the offensive side. I like Stevenson, but I think his stock drops a little bit. I would get him in the 3rd round, maybe 4th round if he's still there. for running back purposes, but that's about the highest I would get him at. Ezekiel Elliott, I don't think he'll even be on my radar to make it for my fantasy team. But the Patriots, they did, yeah, maybe a good handcuff, but
especially the way the Patriots use their running backs. It seems like every year the starting running back gets hurt.
Yep.
It's like the Patriots don't know how to use running backs. They don't know what they're doing out there. Just messing
No,
with
but
you.
that's what I see from their run game. Their run game is going to be utilized pretty well, but I think they're going to need a lot of time to pass the ball. So that's where Ramondre comes in.
Are we seeing that? Are we seeing Patriots fans doing that in the stands? Or are they doing what Vince is doing? They're scooping it out. Get it out of here. Put Ramondre back in. I would love to see what happens. Or especially, what was it? The toy drive, right? It's right next to Christmas time.
Oh,
he jumps inside the big old red pot.
The Salvation Army.
The Salvation Army. Yeah. He's not even going to get that game. Yeah, now he's not going to be there. So I guess we won't know. But yeah, I think you said something, Vince, what kind of triggered me. Yeah, good trigger, right? This is a good trigger. No friendly fire here. But you said that Bill Belichick might put him in some packages to throw off the defense. And just like Jalen Ramsey, right? Everyone knows Jalen Ramsey. Everyone's like, oh, Jalen Ramsey's a top-tier corner. If you really look at his play, not so much, right? You can say the same thing when it comes to Richard Sherman towards the end of his career, right? He wasn't as explosive, but just the presence caused an effect on the offense, right? So I think his presence, Ezekiel Elliott's presence, will cause a positive effect for the Patriots against whatever defense they're going up against. So I love the point that you brought up there, Vince. It's something that I didn't think about until just now when you said that. And that's enough complimenting Vince. He doesn't deserve much. But let's move it back over to the Jet side, right? Because we're not done here. I still got some more men on the field. So the Jets are paying, or could possibly pay, $2 million more to Dalvin Cook in incentives, right? So those incentives are there for a reason. Dalvin Cook's like, hey, bro, I know what I'm worth. Let me earn my money, and then I'm going to go back to Minnesota with Aaron Rodgers, and I'm going to seal the deal the following year. So they're obviously going to give him a lot of opportunity, especially with Breece Hall coming off of an injury. It's just more ideal for the Jets to actually use someone who's a vet, who's ready to go, right? It's kind of like that plug and play type of dude where, hey, he fits in whatever offense you have. He could catch the ball. He could run the ball. He could make plays like Derrick Henry. And yeah, I said like Derrick Henry because he is as powerful as Derrick Henry nowadays. Not primetime Derrick, because we all see him, especially in Madden. You know,
that's crazy.
Yeah. But I think for fantasy purposes, Dalvin Cook's going to have a much better value than Ezekiel Elliott. So Dalvin Cook's stock rose up, and I would say Ramondre Stevenson dropped about 5 spots when it comes to running back for me. It just sucks that you know that he's not going to get all 3 downs, even though he deserves it. He deserves it. He does. Yeah. Zeke doesn't deserve crap. But related to Ezekiel Elliott and his ex-girlfriend, don't we have some news when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys?
We do have more news coming out about the Cowboys. So today, Zach Martin has been holding out from his contract, or from the Cowboys, for a while now.
Rightfully so.
But yes, rightfully so. But today they finally reached an agreement on a reworked deal. The new deal will pay him a net worth basically of $18 million in each of the next 2 years. Martin was scheduled to be at 13.5 this year and 14 million next year, so it's an additional 8.5 million on top of his contract. Both years have been fully guaranteed per source. So really big for the Cowboys getting this guy back on the field. Jerry Jones put out I think last week, a really crappy comment about
horrible comment
of I don't see any difference of him not being out there, or it said if he got injured, it would be the same thing. Really, really trash comments from him, in my opinion. Not something I thought of Jerry Jones, in my opinion. But yeah, getting this guy back on the team, back in just the locker room, it's going to be a huge boost for the Cowboys. He's one of the best guards in the whole entire league, and he rightfully deserves to be paid as one. So really glad he's for the Cowboys. If you're a Cowboy fan, you should be very glad that he's back in the building.
Which they're not.
I haven't seen any reactions
No.
from Cowboys. Are they mad that he took more money?
They're like, why are we paying offensive linemen so much money? They have no idea who this guy is. Which, according to Madden, he's the best freaking offensive lineman that ever lived over Trent Williams, whatever. But
He's very, very good, AJ. Okay.
he is. I'm not taking that away
Very,
from
very
him.
and he has very much earned this contract, and it's more than just having a good offensive lineman. He's a veteran. He's someone that the team respects in that locker room, and he's going to make everybody be better just by being there. So it's very important that they brought this guy back before the season. They should have brought him back sooner.
Yeah, man. I see on there it says he's a team captain. Pay your team captains. You know, they keep the locker room nice and docile, I guess you could say.
Keep everybody together.
Yeah.
But isn't Dak Prescott a team captain?
There's multiple team captains.
He doesn't really keep the team together, you know.
Why? Okay, are we transitioning to trashing on Dak, AJ?
I trashed on a lot of players, and don't worry, guys. I'm gonna have a taste of my own medicine a little bit later here. We're gonna talk about preseason and what we learned from those preseason games. Okay, but I do want to talk about I do want to mention this. Did y'all know that Zach Martin was drafted the same year that Johnny Manziel was drafted?
Really?
Yeah.
He's
I was watching
32. I know.
Yeah, I was watching the documentary, and I was like, I was watching it, and I was watching the Cowboys fans because the Cowboys fans were hoping they get Johnny Manziel, right? I mean, everyone wants Johnny Manziel.
Yep.
And I heard the name Zach Martin, and I was like, oh my gosh, we were just talking about this guy. And you see the Cowboys fans are like, oh, they're all pissed off. Yeah, they don't want an offensive lineman. Look what he's done for y'all. Look what he's done. Jeez, I'm grateful. Oh my, only Cowboys fans, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I guess now we could transition to the NFL preseason game, week 1 of preseason, which I know a lot of people after like the first drive, they're just like,
all right, my starters are out.
What was that?
My starters are out. Let me go to sleep.
Yeah, the starters are out, which some teams didn't play any starters at all. So you got a glimpse of, some people like Baker Mayfield going out there and dotting up some people, which supposedly had a really good game. I didn't care too much to actually watch him because I know that you can't trust the preseason. And once the NFL season starts, all that goes down the drain. Everyone that looked good is just not good. So Baker Mayfield, we know who you are. You're not
entirely true. It's not entirely true.
Right, not entirely true. But like the overhyped people, I guess you should say, right? Football is back. Yes, exactly. Football's back. We're happy to see it. I wasn't happy to see what the Niners had to produce yesterday. So while we're here, let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Let's talk about it. I don't even remember the score. I was so pissed off. It was like 37-7. And Trey Lance looked bad.
What? But he's been having such a good camp, AJ.
He's been having a really good camp. And Trey Lance looked bad. And I was so close to making a Niners video. I was really curious. You better calm down there, buddy. You should say preseason Niners suck, okay? You don't want that to come back at you. But one thing about the Niners, the only defense I have for them is that they didn't play any starters at all. So I'm kind of happy, but it's also a little worrisome because this just means that we cannot afford anyone. We can't afford anyone to get injured because that's how big of a difference it's going to make. Now, I think the Niners only had 1 first down in the first quarter. Pretty bad, right? Wow. But Trey Lance, I think, averaged less than 2 seconds in the pocket because that's how it's really bad. Yeah, that's how fast the offensive line collapsed, and it was so disappointing because I know Vince is against this, but I actually watched the offensive linemen, the backups, right, and I'm rooting for these guys, the second-year guys, and they just did not progress at all. So I'm a little disappointed. Jason Poe was one of them. He probably had the worst grade that I had out there for all the offensive linemen. Very disappointing, but it was a tough watch. But there's a few winners when it comes to preseason. Did y'all watch any preseason games?
I only really watched like the first couple drives of the Packers game.
Hey, okay, man, Packers did good.
Yes, they did very well.
They did really well.
Lot to look. Are we transitioning from the Niners, AJ? You have anything else?
We could go ahead. We're talking about preseason games.
So the Packers, I can't talk too much after Jordan Love. Sean Clifford, who was our rookie, drafted in the 5th round, played really well. I do think he threw a pick, but other than that, 2 picks he threw. Sean Clifford did. But other than that, he looked honestly like almost potentially NFL ready quarterback. I feel very confident with him being
Whoa.
as a backup.
Okay,
backup
okay.
NFL,
But you didn't say that. You
I
didn't
thought I
say
did.
it.
I said it in
No,
my
I
head.
was like,
I said it in my head.
whoa.
I said it in my head.
Okay.
I said it in my head. All right. I put my apologies. But talking about Jordan Love, it wasn't the greatest performance ever, but also wasn't the worst. He needs to work on his accuracy just a little bit. I missed a completely wide open Luke Musgrave. But other than that, Jordan Love, every single down, he made the right read. He threw it to the right person. And that's where you can kind of see how long he's been in the league, how long he has studied, etc., how much he has learned in his past few years here with Green Bay. So needs to work on his accuracy. That's the bit. Whoa, why is he in trouble? Why is he in trouble? He's not in trouble. There's going to be growing pains to this offense. Polar Knight says, I love the men's cams. It is a perfect evolution of the beard growth.
Talk about us?
I think he's saying we have good beards.
Nice beards?
Yeah.
I'll take the compliment. Thank you, Polar Knight.
Yeah. We love it.
Hey, rank our beards 1 to 3. We want to hear it.
I'm not even groomed. I didn't groom myself.
I
wasn't ready to get ranked.
You just got to always be on point.
You're right. You're right, though.
Always.
I still want to hear the rankings. Okay, I'm a competitive guy like that. I want to hear the rankings.
But back to Jordan Love. Yeah, he was inaccurate on one pass, and then the other one he just led the safety to where he was trying to hit a deep ball to Christian Watson. It was on target, but the safety just made an incredible play. He didn't look him off with his eyes. There's things he can grow from it and improve on. Definitely. I don't think I've ever really completely said, even though when I say definitely like Hall of Famer Jordan Love when I'm messing around. But I very much believe there's going to be growing pains this year with Tang.
How do I ban? I could ban him.
Gabriel
right?
says, I'm guessing this is 1, 2, 3 and not 3, 2, 1. He says Vince, Reed, and Armando. I'll take a second place. I think Vincent has a great beard. AJ3, Reed 2, and the top dog, the prince, the man that care of his beard. Hey, I respect it.
You know him. You have to have known him, right?
You know this guy, Vince?
You know Polar Knights.
Dude, I don't even have a Twitch, bro. I don't know.
I am mad. I wish. I like my beard.
It's a good beard. Vincent is very, very good.
Vince had a beard like when he was like 3 years old.
I know.
Dude, I did get a beard pretty early.
Oh my!
Mine's good. Are you saying mine is bad, AJ?
What? Obviously not.
Nice color,
Obviously, I have the ugliest freaking beard in the world right now. Like no one. I came in third twice. Twice. That is.
Hey, someone else in the chat make AJ feel
Could
good.
someone
right?
help me out, please? Polar, honestly, thank you though for watching the stream, man.
We appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So yeah, growing pains for Jordan Love for sure. There's going to be this season, but yeah, I think overall it was a great performance. It makes me feel confident going into this season. Polar Knight says, "Don't worry, AJ. When you get older, you get a beard like Prince. Give it time." Oh my God,
you are young, AJ. You are young. AJ,
I am the youngest
lad.
here.
He is a young lad.
I'm the youngest here.
We have about like
Give it
what?
another year.
Reed has almost a whole year on him, and then I have maybe like 8 months on him. So yeah.
Give it some time, AJ. It'll grow in.
Are you doing it like those cartoons where it's like?
Yeah.
Yeah. Super funny.
Biggest takeaway I have from the Packers, real quick, is Luke Musgrave, our second round tight end, is 100% underdrafted or undervalued in the draft right now. So definitely pick him up higher than what his average draft position is right now in fantasy.
That's what I was gonna kind of.
The new Tony's corner.
Oh goodness.
Musgrave's corner.
You gotta have like
my beard right now. I'm still on it. I can't move on.
Keep it moving. Keep it
I
going.
can't, like, it's
Keep
not
it
even.
moving. Keep it
It's
going,
because I
AJ.
didn't groom it. That's why.
Keep it moving. Keep it going, AJ.
Exactly.
Oh my gosh. I'm gonna cue you up here, Vince.
Go
There's one fantasy winner. I don't want to say one, or not fantasy, preseason winner, right? And that is going to be the New Orleans Saints fans, right? Because they could just be excited for the whole thing. They started off hot, 17-0. They let the Chiefs come back, then they come back and win in the last second. But look at Michael Thomas. He's back, right? He's back. Am I the only one on this train? I thought he looked good.
You're the biggest Michael Thomas hater, AJ.
Oh, I'm not a hater.
You're a hater.
What do you, I'm just an anti Michael Thomas.
Oh.
But I've been drafting him in fantasy leagues.
Yes, this is true. This is true. I've seen it.
So it helps my percentage go up.
Yeah.
So what do you think, Vince? Are they true winners, or are you a little worried that they allowed the Chiefs to come back from that huge deficit?
Well, I'll say this. It's preseason, and the Chiefs are still good. Even without all their starters, the Chiefs are still good. They have a good team.
This makes sense.
But I'm a little scared about Michael Thomas because Derek Carr was in there for what, 2-3 drives, I believe. I cannot remember. But Derek Carr looks good. I'll say that. Okay, I want to read Polar Knight's comment first because he likes my beard. I feel like I am in the Twilight Zone. What are the odds of seeing the one fan that the Packers have live on Twitch is like seeing a unicorn for the first time? Read, that one's directed at you.
You know how many Packer fans there are out there?
There's so many.
We grind though. We grind. He's probably saying that he's a Packers fan as well. But it makes sense to me now. It makes sense to why he hates me.
Oh, shut up.
Because he's a Packers fan, right? Obviously, hands down, Vince has the best beard. He had a beard when he came out of the womb. Reed, I think you and I could compete toe-to-toe with beards, okay?
Okay.
They're different styles. I get it, right?
So what's wrong with my beard then?
Nothing's wrong.
Well, you have to say something wrong about my beard for it to be worse than yours. Say it.
Okay, let's see. Do a little. Okay, you are groomed more than me.
Yeah.
But mine's darker. So
his is a different color.
What do you mean?
Like, what's wrong with my beard? There's
nothing wrong with your beard.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's
the camera.
I think you have the nice handlebars right here. You know, the connection is strong.
Well, anyways, he doesn't like me because I'm a Niners fan, obviously. This is AJ. I don't have you. I feel your pain.
I don't hate you. I feel your pain. Be like Prince.
We're not friends, Polar.
I want to know
who this guy. Know that. Hot take right here from Gabriel. Go ahead and start off with that.
All right, Gabriel says Odell will have a better season than Thomas. Saints have a lot of different targets out there.
So do the Ravens.
Ravens? I don't know they have as many, though.
What do you mean?
I don't know.
So that's one of the questions we talk about, right? When it comes to fantasy football, is Odell going to have a good year because Rashad Bateman's coming back healthy? You have
healthy.
I want to say Zay Flowers that they just got.
Zay Flowers.
This is Zay Flowers, right? And then that rookie last year. Who was it? It's off the tip of my tongue.
Oh,
he did pretty well.
Dang, I forget.
Vince talked about him all the time for fantasy.
He was a hot topic in my mouth. I remember that for sure.
I picked him up in one of my leagues. I can't remember his name.
And then you have Mark Andrews. So I feel like there's a lot of targets over there compared to the Saints, where really it's just like Chris Olave.
I think Chris Olave is going to have a great year.
Oh, he is. Trust me, he is. I think he's going to be wide receiver 100%.
For sure, yes, he will be.
I do believe Michael Thomas will have a better year better season than Odell.
Depends on Derek Carr and Lamar Jackson. It's whatever their quarterbacks want.
I'm just reading the comment. I'm sorry. Porter says, I like Prince mostly because I can now make a huge X on my bucket list. I see in another man's bedroom while he is smiling to me.
What is going on?
Polar, I like you. You know what? I would really love for you, if you can, I would love for you to join our Discord. Okay, we got some unique characters who are unfortunately not here today on our live stream, but our Discord is in the link in our description.
I'm gonna send it
He's
right
on
now.
Twitch. He's on Twitch, so
I'm
you can't
sending it
see
right
it.
now.
All right. So we are very active on Discord, or if you can, subscribe to us on YouTube or TikTok. We're all over the place. So find us. I love your attitude. You're awesome, man. Thank you for joining.
This has got weird.
How do you know this wasn't my bedroom? Oh, because there's a couch, obviously, right?
You can't see my bed, but it's right there.
That's probably because he's already seen Packers room bed. It's probably because his room is a Packers room.
Why is he a Packers fan? I don't understand.
He said he's a Packers fan.
He never said he was a Packers fan.
Look, it says, I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone. What are the odds of seeing the one fan that's a Packers to have live on Twitch? It's kind of like referring to himself as a Packers
It's
fan.
not. What are you inferring
Twilight
here?
Zone.
No, it's saying like it's hard to find a. You're probably the reason why he chose to watch this channel was because, hey, I'm a Packers fan. I want to watch a football podcast.
AJ, you're reaching.
I'm not, dude. I gotta be right here. I don't think I'm reaching.
Polar Knights, please let us know.
Yeah.
What is your favorite NFL team?
Dude, if I am right, I jump up to 97%. And if I'm
you're
wrong,
though,
I go down to 95. I'm at 96 right
94.
now. I'm at 96
but
right
you
now.
go down to 94.
No.
You double down. You double down.
I'll
go down
plus.
2%.
And I'm at 98 if I'm right.
No.
What do you mean, no?
Hold on.
Oh,
back off, AJ. Hold on. I need to delete somebody. Twitch has a limit of 3,000 I can follow at one given time.
Dang,
well, then delete somebody and then follow us, man.
Yeah, man.
Come on.
We need to know what team you follow. What I'm craving to be right now.
Well, until we wait for that.
Say something else. Okay.
Until we wait for that, I want to get back to talking about Michael Thomas.
What is the
AJ,
wide receiver's name, Vince? Did you look him up?
Dude, I couldn't find him. He's not even on their depth chart anymore. Unless it's
is it Duvernay?
I don't think it was Duvernay.
Put it on.
I'm not putting that on.
There's nothing wrong with it. Okay,
she's working out.
Squats for $1 to follow you. This better be worth it. I got some funky shorts. You want to see them? I'll do squats for you. I got some.
Wait till he gives you money.
Nice
wait till he gives you money.
You gotta do a little shake it spot, AJ.
What is going on?
These are Under Armour shorts, so no one better judge me for them. All right.
Those are nice. I like those.
Thank
I would
you.
wear those.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
I think it's Duvernay, isn't it?
Yeah, Devin Duvernay.
It was Devin? Okay. I feel like it was someone else, but I think I'm thinking of a different team.
I'm waiting for my $1, by the way, Polar.
Put it in the tips.
Yeah, Devin Duvernay.
Yeah. So go on, Vince. Sorry, we keep on interrupting you. He's like, he can't get his foot across.
Polar Knights, you can interrupt anytime, honestly. But, so, Michael Thomas. How many years has it been since he's had a healthy season?
All right, we're going to trust Vince again. He's a Patriots fan. You're wrong, AJ. You're down to 94%. As far as how many times you're correct. Not the Packers.
I should be down 95.
You're down to 94. It's been decided.
I did guess Dalvin and Ezekiel Elliott correct. Okay.
You're down to 94.
Wow.
You gotta work your way up. Gabriel says dang.
Anyways, my point for Michael Thomas
Take it away.
Is that it is too much of a risk to draft this guy anywhere above round 5. If he's in your top 5 picks for your fantasy team, that's way too high. I would even say 7 is a stretch. Because I remember 2 years ago, after the first year he got injured, a lot of people were still drafting him. Like, oh, he's going to be healthy. He's going to be the same Michael Thomas. Nope. Last year, people were like, maybe this is the year Michael Thomas comes back. Nope. This year, preseason, he looks good with Derek Carr. Derek Carr complements him quite well because now he actually has a good quarterback. But the Saints are the Saints do not know how to keep this guy healthy. I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the type of practice facility they have, but Michael Thomas just cannot stay healthy. I think he stays healthy for 8 games out of the season. If you're cool with that and drafting him, cool. But I don't. I don't
So you
think
drafting Odell over Michael Thomas?
I would draft Odell over Michael Thomas.
I respect it.
As
I
do
would.
I. We've been doing a lot of mock drafts, and honestly, Michael Thomas has been going very late, like in this
Yeah.
He's in,
5th,
like,
I
6th,
mean,
7th round.
Yeah, 7th, 8th round, I think.
yeah. I mean, if he's like you're drafting him and he's on your bench, cool. But make sure you draft some quality guys who are sleepers who can get you a lot of points. Oh my goodness, what are these comments?
Okay, so first I think he's currently hitting on you, Vince. I think he's trying to ask you out.
Hey, bro.
And he says, my partner told me if I get a beard, she can grow something. And after Googling, seeing what sadly can't be unseen, baby says it is for me. You're crazy, dude. Okay? It was horrible. It was like,
Oh my god.
he says, maybe one day.
Jeez.
Please consider joining our Discord.
Yes.
I would love for you to meet one of our fans. His name is Kyrie. I think y'all get along just fine.
You guys have hit it off quite well.
Oh yeah, big
Jeez.
time.
But in other news, AJ,
Okay.
there's one thing that you might be happy about
All
for the
right.
preseason. He used to be a Niner. I want to talk about Nick Mullins. Nick Mullins.
Frickin' Mullins.
He is great. I wish you guys would have kept him. Chat
Oh,
wild right now.
yeah.
Yeah, I wish y'all would have kept him. He played against the Seahawks. He's on the Vikings now. Of course, Kirk Cousins was not going to play a lot of the game. I don't even know if he played the first drive. But Nick Mullins came in, 14 for 20, 139 yards, and touchdown. He looked pretty good.
And he's
I
always
think
been good. I mean,
Yeah.
he's a good guy, and he's a great backup. And the only reason why I think he's going to continue to be a backup because he has the same issue that Sam Darnold has, and that's just being inconsistent. You could be really good, but you're not consistently good, and that is a huge issue, especially for Nick Mullins, man. I wish him the best because he's such a good guy. But yeah, I wish we would have kept him too. I think it would be a solid, second, third string guy, especially with the new rule change that you get to keep 3 QBs.
Yeah. But yeah, they played against the Seahawks. They did quite well. I liked what I saw from my Seahawks when I watched the highlights and stuff like that because I wasn't able to watch it. Dude, that game started like at 9 p.m.
That's wild.
That is crazy.
I had to go into the field work the next day, and I was like, I'm not watching that. I was like, oh, recap. But I woke up to some sad news about what's his name? I can't even remember his name right now.
Yeah, he got carted off the field.
Yeah, one of the receivers that we're looking towards to get on the field. Now we got another guy named Bobo. Everybody's raving around him. But I can't remember. I think it was Thompson is his last name. Cannot remember. But he got carted off the field. But luckily, he's out of the hospital already. He's walking around. He's just in concussion protocol. Oh, goodness.
Polar Knight says, I am not from the States. I am Norwegian. But just so it to be said, we don't call us Vikings. We hate to be mistaken for American football team, not mention any name. They are a terrible team to be known as. So,
but Vikings are from Minnesota. They're not from Norway. Norwegian?
What'd you just call it?
They're not Norwegian.
No, you just said they're not from Norwegian. That's what you just said.
I know, but that's not what I said at first. Okay, Reed, Mr. I don't make any mistakes ever. Always call me out. The littlest things, dude. You just call me out, and I'm the one talking.
I apologize.
All the time.
My bad. All right.
But Any other games that y'all watched in the preseason? I got a few notes on some, but I want to see if y'all actually watched them because I didn't.
A lot of the rookie quarterbacks looked pretty rough out there. Will Levis, C.J. Stroud, Bryce Young looked so weird in the pocket. Like the dude was just like he was just, like barely like moving his feet. It was so weird. But I heard he played decent. And then who's the other? C.J. Stroud. Did I say C.J. Stroud?
Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson. I heard he was a little rough out there. So
big boy, but yeah.
Big boy.
Some growing pains, but
for sure. There's gonna be ain't none of these rookies gonna come out slanging it, be NFL ready. They're gonna learn.
There is one rookie who is slanging it.
Ooh.
One rookie indeed.
Oh,
one rookie.
Dorian
Thompson.
The 26-year-old.
Dorian Thompson Robinson. Oh, Stetson Bennett? Nah, it's not Stetson Bennett. I'm not talking about Stetson Bennett.
What?
With the Rams.
He looked good.
Yeah, he looks good, but he's not going to play. Matthew Stafford is out there.
Then?
I'm talking about Dorian Thompson Robinson. He plays for the Browns.
Who?
He was a quarterback drafted in this draft in the 5th round. Nobody had ever talked about him at all, but he's looking good. Of course, he probably won't see the field either because of Deshaun Watson, but he went 9 for 10, 102 yards, 1 touchdown, 5 rushes for 39 yards, and he was electric. So
yeah, he looked really good.
Yeah, I think that's what everybody was expecting from Anthony Richardson, but this small little guy, way smaller than Anthony Richardson, is putting up the numbers that Anthony Richardson should be putting up. So just a little
Thompson Robinson.
Yeah.
Interesting.
ETR.
Just like that guy from Patriots. That guy was stud, bro. He needs to be the starter instead of freaking Mac Jones. Sucks.
Stop the Mac Jones hate, AJ.
Never. I won't ever stop the Mac Jones hate.
Stop
he wants to talk that trash. Bring it on, baby.
All right. Polar Knight says, hold on. Use capital letter for AJ next time. He says he can't read. I am Norwegian and a Patriots fan. Just messing with you, AJ. He's just messing with you.
Oh, I hate him. Look, my AJ is capitalized in the A. The A is capitalized.
AJ, why are you being rude to our fans?
Because he hasn't joined Discord yet.
Okay.
Maybe he's downloading it, AJ.
Oh, maybe. Well, that's all I got for today. You guys got anything?
Other than Justin Fields is paying off refs to look good, not much.
Dude,
that was horrible.
The
holding was bad.
No, it wasn't holding. It was
roughing the passer.
No, it was blocking the back. On one of the defenders that was going to tackle DJ Moore, and then the next play where Herbert got the big touchdown. It was 2 offensive linemen, like 5 to 10 yards downfield, and Herbert just ran it all the way because those guys were knocking defenders down.
Yeah, I did see that.
Hell yeah.
So Justin Fields looked good for throwing the ball 5 yards behind the line of scrimmage and bad reffing.
Yeah, I mean, I know Vince is real excited about his stats, and then Reed just kind of shot it down.
I did.
Pretty bad. I felt bad for Vince. But, I mean, yeah, those stats,
they're padded.
They hide a lot of what really happened in the story. But, I mean, there's a lot to look forward to. Again, this is just a preseason game, and to top it off, that was the first preseason game. A lot of winners, a lot of losers, more losers than winners, but there's a lot to take out of it. Let's see what can happen. That was the first time people are under the lights, full throttle, pads on, hitting hard. I know there's scrimmages, but it's not like this. Okay, so it's the first time. Get the jitterness out of there, and let's see what happens next week. I'm super excited.
The most thing I'm excited about preseason is they're not cutting players every week. Guys who would have gotten cut today get a chance to stick around with the team. The only thing I don't like about that, because sometimes they get cut and then another team picks them up and uses them better on another team. So I'm very interested to see how that works out this preseason.
Yeah, it gives them more time to get some more tape too.
For sure.
Oh, I guess I could like Polder now. He's my friend.
Says 49ers is a really good team this year. This is true.
Yes. Thank you.
So,
Thank you.
best team of cheerleaders in all.
Oh my god!
Oh,
I
he
hate him.
got you!
Oh my!
He got you so hard. He got you so hard, dude.
I'm gonna call my boy Kyrie
He
on you.
baited
Polar.
you
better
so
mark
hard.
your days, dude. Mark
He
your
rickrolled
days.
you, dude.
Dude, he got me. He got me good. I'm very mad right now. Whatever.
I ain't got nothing else.
All right, so then if we're good, then we're going to be here editing off the podcast. So tell us your last thoughts. I do want to plug in our NSP Fantasy Leagues. Huge shout out to all of our fans out there. We have filled up all of our NFL or NSP Fantasy Football Leagues. That's what's up, man. We got 3 this year. Last year, we barely filled up 1, barely, and it was a 10-man league. This year, we got 3 leagues. We got some major prizes going on. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, and a freaking 4. Okay, but we got some awesome trophies, awesome prizes. Thank you all so much. Huge help. And if you guys are interested in fantasy football, or if you guys are interested in fantasy football advice, we do fantasy football advice every Thursday for now until the season starts. Let me do a high kick for you, AJ, for luck. I want to see it then. I want to see it because
Put it in Discord.
Put it in Discord. Vince could back me up on this. Back in high school, I was Miss High Kick nominee. Hell yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see you get
Good
that
times, good
high,
times.
buddy. All right, but yes, this Thursday we are doing a live draft. We're starting off with a live draft on Underdog Fantasy, and then you guys could draft with us on Sleeper Fantasy on our mock drafts. We'll be doing that this Thursday. So if you guys want to get involved, join us. We stay updated on Discord. So if you guys haven't joined Discord yet, do so. It's in the description, in the link, or it's in the links are in the description down below with our Discord. We let you all know. We send you all the links to join our fantasy mock drafts. It's a lot of fun. Hopefully you guys can join. But that's all I got. You guys good?
I'm good.
Good.
You're 6'11", not even 7 foot. Come, get out of here.
This guy's playing basketball over there.
I thought Vikings were short. Are Vikings like 4'4"?
No, those are
What are you
dwarves.
talking about?
No, look it up. Vikings are short.
They're short.
Yes, they're very short.
What is he talking about?
And the shit.
It was a diss, Reed. You didn't get it. He's like, don't call us Vikings. You know, we're Norwegian. Whatever. But whatever. Anyways, thank you all so much for joining us live today. Until next time, we'll see you guys and keep on grinding.